Dallas Cowboys are dating themselves the way they've been spending money in free agency. If you're new here, the Cowboys do not spend money. Free agents spending the number of teams. How many teams do you think spent over $200 million last offseason? Over $200 million last offseason.
Like in free agency?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say 3.
3 is exactly correct. Where's the bell?
Because
Right
the
on the
NFL,
money?
you can't spend. I mean, this ain't baseball and basketball.
Okay, how many do you think spent $100 million to $200 million?
4.
13.
Oh. Well, you know what? That makes a lot of sense because let's not forget, too, this is teams that you also got to pay for your own guys, too.
Yep. What about $50 million to $100 million?
Well, what would we say? 13 and 3, so that's 16. Let's say 5.
12.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
And then $20 million to $50 million.
Say that one more time.
$20 million to $50 million in this past offseason.
I'm going to say 3 again.
Correct. And then less than $20 million.
1.
Who do you think that one team was?
Well, if I had to guess.
You're correct, Fred. That one team in the entire NFL that spent less than $20 million was your Dallas Cowboys.
In free agency.
Yep.
Last year.
Less than $20 million. In fact, Dallas has not allocated over $50 million, which was that next kind of threshold. They have not allocated over $50 million free agency since 2016.
Okay, but
one of the greatest years in music.
So help me understand this then.
Go ahead.
Because are we just saying free agency that doesn't include your own free agents?
Just going and getting guys.
Okay, so
not re-signing guys.
Okay, all right. So I was going to say, because if that's the case, then you should get credit for signing CD and
just signing guys that were not on your team.
Because I know Jerry will let you know that
signing guys that were not on your team the year prior.
Okay, so grabbing new people.
Yes. So the last time they did it was 2016, when they spent $53.8 million. And then the time before that was 2012, when they spent $84 million. And that was when they got Brandon Carr. That was the big signing that year. Yeah. And obviously, Jerry is not a big fan, and Steven's not a big fan. Steven has multiple times said the return on investment, the ROI on free agents, is not where he thinks the team should be built. Draft and develop, re-sign our own guys. And some of the statistics bear truth to that. Some of it doesn't. I'll go through some of the position groups and kind of talk about this from Blogging the Boys, whether their performance exceeded or did not exceed. And you say, do you wish the Cowboys should have dipped in this? We'll go through the running backs. I know this is the one that everyone's interested in. Saquon Barkley, 3 years, $37.8 million. Exceeded, met, or was below expectations, Freddie D?
I mean, come on.
Yes, sir. Exceeded expectations. Josh Jacobs, 4 years, $48 million. Blogging the Boys has him exceeding expectations, was a top 5 rusher this year.
Oh, absolutely.
DeAndre Swift, 3 years, $24 million. They have him below expectations. Did not have a great year for the Bears.
No, he did not have. That whole offense was not good.
Derrick Henry, 2 years, $16 million. They put exceeded expectations. And for that money, you could almost say double exceeded expectations.
I mean, 2 years, $16 million.
Yeah.
That almost makes your stomach turn a little bit.
Tony Pollard, former Cowboys running back.
Yeah.
3 years, $21 million. They put met expectations, just right in the middle, just exactly what his contract.
I tell you what, for what he did. And was it Tajay Spears? Mm-hmm. I want to say was the other running back for the Tennessee Titans.
Split time.
They did their thing. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't help when you got Mayo Boy behind the line and chucking interceptions every other game.
Aaron Jones, 1 year, $7 million. They put met expectations, and I might even say almost exceeded just for that how cheap of a contract. And he played pretty well for that Vikings team the whole year.
Because you saw a difference when he wasn't there.
Yep.
He missed 2 or 3 games this year, I think.
Yes, sir. Devin Singletary, 3 years, $16.5 million. They put below expectations.
He's the Giants signed him.
The Giants,
what was your boy that took?
Oh, Tyron Tracy.
I was going to say
Tyron Tracy was easily better. I thought from week one.
I was going to say it didn't take long.
As soon as Devin Singletary went down with injury, Tyron Tracy.
I'm surprised Devin Singletary got that. I mean, hey, good on him for getting that contract, and a lot of it was based off what he did the year before with Houston. But yeah, I don't think Devin.
And then the last free agent signing that was notable, Austin Eckler, 2 years, $8.3 million. They put below. I would disagree.
I would totally disagree with that.
Matt, I thought he was a pretty good piece of the Commanders.
Well, I think it goes twofold. I think for what he brought, and then I don't think you can put a price on what he meant to that locker room either.
So this is going to be the 2025 free agents. There's 3 headliners: Aaron Jones, Najee Harris, and an injured Nick Chubb. You win any of those guys, and then obviously your guy Rico.
Yeah, going into 2025?
Yeah.
Nick Chubb, I would be curious to kick the tires on, just to see, see what he looks like. He's a year and a half removed from that gruesome leg injury.
You got Raheem Mostert.
Yeah, but he's almost.
He just got released by the Dolphins.
Age. He's old.
33.
I was going to say he's 33. This dude's. He's on borrowed time.
Jeff Wilson, AJ Dillon, Alexander Madison, Javonte Williams.
Look, those guys are going to find out, and this is where
J.K. Dobbins.
You and I talked about this a couple weeks ago when we were going through what we thought guys would get paid, or kind of what their market was going to look like. These guys are going to take a little bit of a lump simply because you've just got such a stacked running back class coming out.
You got a stacked running back class, and truly there is no headliner. Aaron Jones, he's going to be 30. He's 30 right now.
He's 30.
He's not getting no big deal. He just got 1 year, $7 million for the Vikings.
Well, there's that, and plus the thing about him is that he just injuries are always a concern with Aaron Jones.
So, who do you think is going to get the most value in the open market from the running back? They got Aaron Jones as the highest market value.
Who else? Say it one more time.
They got Aaron Jones making
Aaron Jones.
1 point. They got him on a 1 year deal, $5.5 million. You got Raheem Mostert.
Okay.
You got Najee Harris, who they have projected to get a.
See, I'm telling you right now, I think right now with where the Cowboys are at, with the way this running back situation's
they got Najee at 3 years, $27 million, $9 a year.
Nobody in their right mind's giving Najee Harris $9 million a year. I just don't see it.
That seems a little rich for me.
I just don't see it. He's a good running back. I could see him getting. I'll tell you what. I could see him getting that 3 year, $21 million deal like Tony Pollard got.
You'll be very surprised. At least I am, by Nick Chubb. What do you think his market value is? I'll give you a hint. It's a 1 year deal.
Oh no, you're not doing anything more. I think $6-7 million. I could see him being in that, or probably. Well, you're right. Probably lower that because of the knee. How old is he?
He is.
Was he 28, 29? 20. Oh, see,
turns 30 in December.
4.5, $5 million.
3.5.
Oh,
I know.
Oh, 4.5, $5 million for Nick Chubb.
2 years ago, some people were saying he was the best
running back in the game. But again, I'm not surprised by that though.
Yeah, older guy.
Well, and you're coming off a knee injury. I'll tell you what, though, he could be a good bargain, though.
Another guy, J.K. Dobbins, $4.1 million a year, 2 years, $8 million. Would you do that? I would do that. I like J.K. Dobbins. He's 26. I wouldn't have him as my lead back. I would still draft a guy or bring back Rico, but I wouldn't mind him in the backfield.
If I can get a good deal for Rico, if I can get Rico for 2 years, $6 million.
Rico, they got him. I'm sure we've said it before, but just to reiterate,
2 years, $8 million.
They got him at 1 year, $6 million.
That's stupid.
On Spotrac.
No one's giving Rico $6 million for a year. Look, Rico's got. This is his. Rico's been in the league 5 years, right? And finally played a full season as a lead back.
I'm just trying to find another name on here that's worth even speaking to you guys.
You're not.
Kareem Hunt. They got him at 1 year, $2.5 million.
Well, and he's
29.
And look, he's your workhorse because that's all you're getting.
The Chiefs. Him and the Chiefs have a good little. If I was him, I'd just go back to the Chiefs. They got a good little thing working on.
Yeah,
and he always looks better. It's kind of like Spencer Dinwiddie on the Mavs. Goes somewhere else, never really has prospered. Obviously, started his time with the Browns was decent, but being with the Chiefs, that seems to be their little feng shui. Samaje Perine, Chase Edmonds. I'm reading the guys at the top, guys. I didn't scroll down either. Travis Homer, Alexander Madison, what is Javonte Williams getting? What do you think, Javonte?
The guy from Denver?
Mm-hmm.
1 year, $2.5 million.
3 years, $20 million. Pretty much.
Javonte Williams?
6.9 a year, pretty much 24 years old.
I had him in fantasy, okay? No. You're not giving him 3 years, $24 million.
That's probably the most rich one I've said, right?
That's absurd. Who said this? Spotrac?
Spotrac.
Tell you what, we got to keep track of all these because I can't wait to see when deals do start getting done, comparing what people were actually paid versus what Spotrac suggested. Because there's no way I don't see Javonte. You're a difference maker at 3 years, $24 million.
I think that's the most rich one I've said, right?
Okay. Oh, 100%.
We haven't even seen very many multi-year deals for any of these guys.
If you're telling me that I'm paying you 3 years, $24 million, you're getting 15 to 20 totes a game. All right, and you're a threat in and out of the backfield.
The only guy that was as close was Najee. 3 years, $27 million.
But Najee's got a track record.
Yeah.
All right, good, bad, or indifferent. Najee's been in the league, 4 or 5 years?
Yeah, he's 26.
And he's given you a couple,
he's been in the year 4 years.
Been in the league 4 years, has at least, 1, maybe 2 1,000-yard seasons under his belt? And he's a hard runner.
He's got, all of his seasons have been over 1,000.
So,
His worst season is 1,035 yards. His best season,
he's just
1,200 yards, 8 touchdowns.
I think what you're going to see, and this is not some grand crazy.
He's only missed one game.
No, he's durable as all get out. He's durable as all get out. He's got a great story. He's a good dude off the field. There's a lot to like about Najee Harris.
In 2021, he played 83% of snaps. 2022, 65. 2023, 53. 2024, 50% of snaps. So his snaps have dropped 30%. Obviously, with Jalen Warren.
Well, I was going to say, with Jalen Warren being in the mix, too. But the thing you do like about him, though, is, like I said, he is a workhorse-type back. He can do the dirty work for you. Let me see here real quick.
$13 million career earnings for Najee.
Let's see. Contract. One thing real quick before we go, and then we'll talk a little NBA here in just a second. Okay, so we've got our guy David Montgomery.
Is he a free agent?
No. But he's kind of, to me, when I think of a Najee Harris, he's kind of the guy that I would liken him to in some ways.
And speaking of David Montgomery, in 2023, he was the only guy that panned out from the free agency class.
Exactly.
Dalvin Cook, Miles Sanders, Jamal Williams, Samaje Perine, and Alexander Madison were the other guys signed in 2023. The only guy that worked out, David Montgomery. And you could also say the only guy that had a good offensive line and a good little system over there.
So David Montgomery signed a 2-year, $18 million contract with the Lions. Okay, and they've got an out for him in 2025. But, my point in all that is this, right? And he got $10 million guaranteed. But the way that works as far as him and Jahmyr Gibbs, right? So if $9 million, are we thinking is kind of, and I guess, look, if David Montgomery's getting 2 years, 19 million, I guess that makes sense why Najee Harris is 3 years, 27.
How old is Montgomery?
27.
Yeah, so Javonte Williams being 24, Najee being 26.
He'll be 28 when the season starts.
Yeah,
he'll be 28 when the season
starts. When you're 27 and under, I think you still have the room to ask for that big contract, and I guess if a team's willing to give it to you.
So basically, what's going to happen then with a guy like a David Montgomery, or excuse me, with a Najee Harris is, I think that the Lions have kind of set the standard for this, at least with it working anyway. I mean, they're not the first idea to have a bruiser with a speed guy, but the way they were able to do it with David Montgomery, that's kind of what I would think if you're a Najee Harris. I think I would do that if I'm Rico Dowdle.
So would you rather the Cowboys just bring back Rico and then go draft a running back in one of the early rounds?
Absolutely. I mean, said something else. Forget the early round. I mean, look, this running back room is deep. This running back draft is deep enough.
You can get Ollie Gordon in the 6th.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, look, if I can get a speedster in the 3rd round, because I think a lot of teams are going to do what the Lions are doing, and try to find. I mean, there's a lot of we know the NFL is a copycat league. We're going to see a lot of 2 back, 1 fast guy, one bruiser, and then a lot of D line. I think you're going to see a lot of that in the first 2 or 3 rounds of the draft this year.
Less receivers, less DBs.
Exactly.
Especially because this class
DBs maybe, because you can never go wrong. I mean, especially if you find one that is with as much passing that goes on in the league. But I think you're going to see a concentration on D tackles and running backs in the first 3 rounds.